But today we've got Mark Frith with us.
Frith.
For fuck's sake, right?
Start again.
Leave that in. Leave it in. I love it. I think creative people, we're on this line, aren't we? Mm. And you either go one way, where you go into complete madness,
Yeah,
or you just become lazy and don't do anything with it. I've got to do something with it. It's telling me, it talks to me. So I'm in a band now called the Troubadours. I've got the band together. We've done a single called Give Me Love with John Leckie, and straight away, Q Magazine are onto it, Enemy are onto it. Like, fucking hell. We're in the Weatherspoons before the gig, and I get a phone call off Danny, the manager, East London lad. All right, Frith, how do you all right? It's Paul Weller, what you got? And told him. I fell off the stool in the Weatherspoons.
all the lads going, oh, Mark, pissed again.
everyone went, what the fuck's up with you? And walk in this club, and everyone's just, as soon as you walk in, and they're pulling at my shirt, pulling at my hair, and I fucking shrugged them all off and ran to the toilet, and Danny come into another cubicle, put his head over the top. Are you okay, mate? And I went, no. He said, you want to go home? I went, yeah. Take me home. I love this. It's very like This Is Your Life.
One more song, 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 one more song.
Welcome to the One More Songcast. We're back with, I can't even remember what guest it is now for season 2. It's a long season, this one, isn't it? We might have to split them up into 2 parts. But today we've got Mark Frith with us.
Frith.
For fuck's sake, right?
Start again.
Leave that in. Leave it in. I love it.
Frith.
Honestly. No, you get cold callers ringing the house. They go, is Mr. Frith there? I go, no.
Fuck's sake. I actually was thinking as I was saying it, I hope it's Frith. Sorry, mate.
Frith. It's all right.
Frith.
Don't worry. And listen,
The Frith man.
Yeah.
Yes,
Everyone does it, don't we?
Mark Frith we've got on the episode today. Mark, how you doing, mate?
I'm all right, mate. How are you boys? Okay?
Good. Yeah, good.
Yeah.
How would you describe yourself then? Obviously singer-songwriter.
Yeah.
Any other strings to you both?
Yeah, recording artist. I'm a paint as well, draw, do
Wicked.
canvases, do a bit of photography. Well, I don't know, you know.
Jack of all trades.
Yeah.
Artist.
Creative.
A
creative, yeah.
Exactly, mate. How have your gigs gone this weekend?
Really, really good, yeah. I did, I'm out normally now from Thursday to Sunday, really.
Nice.
I was up in Inley Green on Thursday, then Oral on Friday, and then Fatbird Live Lounge, Wigan, Central Wigan, and then I've got this thing on a Sunday called The Raven, which is like the Raven Sundays in Wigan.
Right.
It's like the place to go every Sunday.
Okay. The Raven or the Raving?
Well, a bit of both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Raven at the Raven.
Raven at the Raven, yeah. Yeah.
And so these all covers gigs, were they?
Yeah, this weekend, yeah.
What do you tend to cover when you go out?
I do this daft thing, mate, right? Sometimes it backfires. I go, name a song, and if I can't play it, I'll buy you a drink.
Wow, bloody hell, that's good.
Sometimes it backfires.
Yeah.
So how many gigs have you not been paid for? Can you put it all back behind the bar?
Well, you'll always get a clever ass who does like a B-side from a single from 1973, you know what I mean? You go, I don't know what you're going on about. What are you drinking? But he gets a laugh. So.
Fair
But on the whole, I get away with it, you know.
Yeah.
You've learned a lot of songs over the years.
Learn a lot of
Backed up your
songs,
apple
that's
ammo.
it, yeah.
Is that what it is then, or can you just work it out on the spot?
Sometimes I work it out on the spot. If you know music and you know keys and all, as you probably both know, you know, stick to 1, 4, 5.
Yeah.
You can get away with most of them then.
That's the 60s. And then if you want to throw in a 6, 5,
That's
then
so
it.
I see.
You go in 90s and 90s.
Yeah.
If that was my selling point, I think I'd be in heavy debt.
So go on then. What are you playing when you go out?
What do I play? I like a lot of the 90s stuff, the
Yeah.
and Travis and bands like that, but I'm big into the 60s as well. I wanted to ask you about that because I feel like there's a lot of 60s influences in your
I love
writing
the
as well.
60s. Yeah.
So,
when I was I went to college doing art at Winsley College, and I was typical art student. You know, I know more about music than anyone else. You know, a bit of a music snob when I was younger, and I was into like Love and Arthur Lee and Captain Beefheart and The Velvet Underground, and just obsessed with the 60s. Really, yeah.
It's wicked, isn't it?
Yeah. don't know what it was about that period. It just spoke to me, like, and it was like. And I always say to myself, I was born in the wrong decade, you know.
I agree, yeah.
92 I was born. Right, move on.
Well, you can still be born in the wrong decade and not be around in the 60s, so I don't
Yeah.
We'll cut that out.
Just a little in-joke from before.
So, right. Mark, we normally start with a question that's been getting a bit boring, so we're going to dive straight in. So, you've said about the 60s.
What was the question? What's the question that's boring?
What does music mean to you? It's just getting the same
Everything.
answer.
Next question.
Thank you. You've confirmed it for us.
It's a great brew, that, by the way. It's a great 8 out of 10. That I'm coming back for the brews.
We'll think about an episode to get you on then. So, what was being listened to around the house? Like, what were your parents listening to when you were growing up?
Yeah.
What was home life basically like?
Yeah.
Music?
I was only telling this story the other day, really. My brother had a record player in his room, and underneath there was all my old vinyls that my mum and dad had. And my dad's a massive country and western fan. Right. I can't stand country. For that reason, I can't stand country and western. But loads of Beatles vinyls, and I always remember being young. I've actually got a bar in my backyard, and I did a painting mural, and I put it on for this very reason. The Help album, you know, they're all in the blue, and because I just about 4 or 5 years old, I remember that album, and I imagine my mum put it on for me, and I just help me. I was just sitting there. Wow, the Beatles.
Beatles and country and western.
No, I didn't put any of them country and western records
on.
No, old men on the front cover with big beat. Nah.
It's such a good album, though, isn't it? Help. It's probably one of my favourite ones, to be fair.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
No, I'm more like Sgt. Pepper's. I love Sgt.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. All of them.
But yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like, you only had to really go into the greatest hits and hear like some of these like songs that go a bit west that got.
You sound like Alan Partridge there. What's your favourite Beatles album?
Yeah, greatest hits.
Say the best of the Beatles. But yeah, you've got. I mean, even the early stuff where they play a lot of Burt Bacharach and do a lot of covers. Please, please, mate. Great when you listen to it.
Superb. Yeah.
Brilliant. Dirty, like Mono.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. And then it was more like a rock and roll band at
Brilliant.
the start,
Recorded it in one day, didn't they?
Yeah.
12 hours, Abbey Road, bang, see you later. Gives £1 million.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
And the stuff they were gigging on as well. And that.
Dude,
like,
what a band. What a band. Can you imagine? I don't think anyone knows half of what they did. They were going out to Germany, playing at the Reaper Barn and doing 3 or 4 shows a day. And then coming back to Liverpool, and people thought they were a German band coming to Liverpool. Oh, the Beatles from Germany. But they're not from Germany, they're from Liverpool. And they come out and they were unbelievable, so I've been told, you know, obviously weren't there.
Yeah,
but
it's where they crafted themselves.
Yeah.
Isn't it? So, yeah.
So get me started on the Beatles, I could talk to. This could just be a Beatles episode.
Can you just imagine being in the cabin going, hey, these German lads have got brilliant Scouse accents.
Yeah. Where are they from, then?
Fucking wolves.
What, they from fucking St. Helens?
So obviously you started off with that Beatles album.
Yes.
How did that then develop? When did you sort of start to hear your the first song that you'd never heard before and go, what the fuck's that? I like that. Other than the Beatles.
Good question.
Like, when did where did it develop to then?
I don't know, like anybody really. I mean, I didn't do that and then go and pick a guitar up.
No.
You know what I mean? I have that vivid memory of the Beatles, and then obviously I knew the Beatles, but then I had a childhood where, you know, daft pop records in the chart. I mean, I can't even remember, but it was... We went on a school trip. It wasn't necessarily a song. I can't... To answer your question, it's a great question, but I haven't got a clear memory of like hearing a record and going, oh, what's that? I want to play the guitar.
No, not necessarily you want to play guitar. What was your first of your own influence? Not just what your mum and dad had listened to. What was the first, would you say, of your own influence? Like you'd heard it on the radio and went, oh, I like that. And that's what got you interested in music rather than wanting to play guitar.
That is a really hard question.
We're full of them, mate.
Yeah.
Because everyone's life's full of music. You don't really... I mean, I just absorbed it from a really young age. I loved it. I mean, coming from a Liverpool family, all my family a Crocs that's not a screen. There's Irish blood in us all. You know, you go to a family do, everyone's up singing, and music's a constant in your life. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
I think my dad tells me my nan played the piano, my granddad played the banjo.
Right.
You know, he can't play anything, my dad. I think it misses a generation, doesn't it? You know, but yeah, to answer, that's a great question, and I can't really say. I'd love to say.
I think it is though, isn't
The
it?
Batman, you know.
It is though. As you're getting on with your childhood, imagine you're into football and you're doing all these things. It's the soundtrack to all of that.
Everyone
isn't it?
I was an all right footballer. I wasn't brilliant, but when you're a kid, you think you're going to be a footballer.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. And you know, football, and there's this thing in the background that's happening. Music. I think it was the Oasis boom or something. I can't remember. But I remember going on a mad. This is how my guitar journey began. We went on a school trip, right, to a nunnery from a Catholic school. Yeah, I'm not interested. I'm on the coach. I'm like, yeah, when are we getting there? When are we coming home? You know what I mean? One of them. And a lad, for some reason, brought his guitar with him, and he's in it, and he's playing it, and everyone's like sat round. And I'm like, can you show me a couple of chords? He's like, yeah, of course. Well, that was it. Went home to me, fella. I want a guitar, Dad. And I was one of them kids, you know, if I seen snooker on the telly, I wanted a snooker cue. If I seen tennis, if Wimbledon was on, I wanted a tennis jacket. And he'd pair me off all the time. He'd go, listen, I'm not going out buying your guitar. He said, my boss has got one at work. I'll borrow it off him. If you get good on it, I'll buy you a guitar. Well, it was like a red rag to a bull, you know what I mean? I was in my bedroom every night. Like that.
So it was from that school trip then, that weird. So were you on the bus, like, kind of thing, messing around?
No, we were in the nunnery. I don't know what went on in this nunnery. I don't know what they were doing with us. I have no idea.
That already sounds dodgy.
Yeah, but it's like I'm from a Catholic background, like I say, Irish Catholic, and I don't know what went on in the nunnery that day. They must take you to nunneries and do daft things with you. Not personally, but you know what I mean. Cut that off.
I'll make you see the priest.
I don't want to go. So we'll do my hair curtains.
No, Sister Charlotte.
Cut all this out. This is going in the
11
business.
minutes in and we're getting cancelled too.
Do not put this on.
So what were the first tunes was it the Beatles that you then cracked on with on the guitar?
Yeah, and Oasis. Yeah. I think like everybody, Oasis were the last great massive rock and roll band. You can argue that the Arctic Monkeys have done a bit, but since the Arctic Monkeys, probably it's Oasis in it that's really blew up. I mean, don't get me wrong, the second coming of the Stone Roses, when everyone realised how good the Stone Roses were, they got back together and did it all stadiums around the world, blah, blah, blah.
The Verve as well, don't they?
Yeah, from Wigan, of course, yeah. I went to Hay Hall.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll have to talk about that.
I was only a little baby, I was right near the front.
Right.
I've lost my chain of thought there. Yeah, so...
You were learning a few
the
Oasis songs.
The Beatles, Oasis. So then I'm 15, 16 maybe, and so I've took it on late, really. You know, a lot of people learn the guitar when they're about 5, 6, don't they? And, you know, I took it on quite late and got really good at it really quickly. And people are like, how long have you been playing? I'm like, 6 months. Like, no, you haven't. It's like, no, I have.
And that was just pure, just
determination
night,
to get a guitar out my dad.
Yeah.
I think it's the best thing my dad's ever done. You know what I mean? And the worst thing, because, well, that was it then. Schoolwork was out the window. You know, I went to Winston College, like I said earlier on in the interview, and my mum and dad went to a parents' evening one day and went, where Mark for his parents? They went, who's he? I used to walk in the front gate and walk out the back gate. You know what I mean?
And play guitar?
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty cool. That's a film story, that, isn't it, really? Yeah, that's cool.
But yeah, it's the best thing and the worst thing that my dad's done.
Because I suppose like that, you got good at it because you just wanted to have a guitar.
I wanted my own guitar, yeah. And I remember it was a red... We went out and he got me one and it was a red Squire Stratocaster. I don't know where it is for the love of me. Probably in a skip somewhere.
Yeah, I've still got my Squire.
Have you?
I still gig with a Squire.
Yeah.
I think to be fair, they're pretty good. Like mine lasted over 20 years before I had to get it reset and all that lot.
Wow.
There was something about that guitar. I think it was probably the most affordable.
Yeah.
Like they're just really affordable guitars, but now they're getting made even better every time a new Squire comes out.
Yeah. My dad was not going to go mad. He was like, "I'll get you a guitar, but I'm not going mad. I'll get you like a cheap little lecky thing and a little like cube amp I got. Do you remember the little pracky amps that would fuzz after about 7? I'm like down in my room. Go on.
So what was your first gig then? How did you then go, right, I'm playing like a madman. Let's do a gig now.
Yeah. So I love this. It's very like This Is Your Life. Great.
Good. You're enjoying it.
Yeah. Yeah, so as I say, it got really good.
Yeah.
And it went round the school and it went to other schools and people who, you know what it's like, oh, you want to hear this guy play the guitar? Literally, it was like, oh, you want to hear this guy play the guitar? And I was like, I've only been playing 6 months. Like. So this, a guy called Lee, looking for a guitarist in his band, Lee Newton. I'll name check him now, I've not seen him for years. He'll be watching this podcast going, he's mentioned me. We got a little band together, started pracking above pubs like you do. We're only 15. Made up with being allowed let in a pub, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And school, to answer your question, it was a school disco. Was it school disco? Yeah, I think it was a school disco at Lee's school.
Okay, and did it go well?
No.
No? Go on, tell us a bit about that.
It's chaos.
Yeah?
Yeah, all over the show.
Just not in sync.
Well, all right, you know what I mean? But I think the bass player's thickest top string snapped.
Oh man,
how many bass players you know that've got spare strings?
Why are they needing the strings never snap?
They never snap. But on this night they did. So we're like, well, that's the gig done. Good night.
Oh well.
3 songs in, I think.
So that knockback, when you come off that deflated, or was your attitude just like,
didn't care, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
just
loved it actually.
Yeah.
Loved it.
So then it went on, I'm guessing, with this band. So what was the name of the band?
Oh, there's a question.
Yeah, you can't remember.
I can.
Oh, go on.
Open Image.
That's a decent name.
Do you think so?
It's all right for the first one, eh?
I think I like it.
Open Image, yeah, Open Image, yeah.
And that was covers, you were writing?
No, that was it. Yeah, well, a couple of covers, but writing our own. Literally, that I forgot to say this. When I started learning guitar, I don't know why, but I just started writing songs straight away. I'd learn, like, you know, like you'd learn a certain song and you'd see, like, I didn't understand keys then, but I understand, right, there's a reason why all these chords are in this song. I'll just use them.
Yeah.
And write my own. And then I just started, I wrote a song called Fly. I still play it every now and again.
Oh, right, well.
Yeah. I'm not playing it today, though, when you get me to do that live set. Not a chance.
Ready for that.
Not a chance.
It's interesting, we've had a few on that have said that it's pretty much when they've picked up the guitar, they're writing and stuff.
I don't know
like
what
that.
it is, yeah.
You think it'd work the other way around, but it hasn't for a lot of people, so it's interesting.
I was playing for a couple of years before I attempted writing.
See?
Because it's just, you just sort of like, at that point, you're just wanting to have fun with it.
Yeah.
And I think when you realise you want to get serious, you're like, I'm going to have to write some songs here, because otherwise I'm not going to get anywhere.
I just think with me, I think it was the creativeness in me when I was younger. Like, if my mum was sat here, she'd tell you, I just to go in my room and just draw pictures and paint and all day. I was never a problem when I was younger. Obviously, when I got into my teens, I started to be a bit of a problem. But as a kid, just sat and draw all day. And she'd come and bring me a couple of sandwiches and a cup of tea. Are you all right, love? Yeah. Oh my God, that's amazing. You know what I mean? I just sit there.
Yeah.
So I think bringing a guitar into that and, it's okay, yeah, I'm learning these songs, but I think the creativeness in me wanted to like, let's see if I can come up with my own thing. And so straight away, I was 15 writing songs.
Yeah. And were they quite imaginative?
Yeah, they were all right. They were all right.
Yeah, but the stuff you were drawing as well.
Yeah.
So I suppose that helps with the songwriting.
I think a creative people, we're on this line, aren't we? And you either go one way, where you go into complete madness.
Yeah.
Or you just become lazy and don't do anything with it. I've got to do something with it. It's telling me, it talks to me like that.
It's like an obsessive.
It's
like an obsessive thing.
Yeah, I've got to do it.
It does sound weird. Like, were you hearing like melodies in your head, like fully formed songs in your head? It sounds schizophrenic when you talk to people about it. Like, this is going to sound weird, but I heard it.
Yeah.
Like, where? It doesn't exist. It's just there.
So there's a song. I seen an interview with Johnny Marr on YouTube yesterday. An interview with Johnny Marr, and he said, and they were going through all his guitars. He's got like 14 guitars behind him, and he picks up a guitar and he's like, I just put it down, and this song came out, and guitars have got songs in them. pianos have got songs in them.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, you just sit down, honest to God, and you just come out the air. They do, though, don't they? That's where they come from.
Yeah, in places you don't
It's just 12 notes, reassembled.
Yeah. And generally 4 chords.
Yeah. 2.
So getting my head around it. So did you grow up in Wigan or you mentioned Liverpool?
Yeah.
Before,
Well, I'm from a Liverpool family. All my family are from Liverpool, except me and my brother, who were born in Billinge. My dad moved out of Croxteth, got married to my mum. They lived in Runcorn for a bit. Then they moved out to Ashton Makefield near Haydock Racecourse.
Okay.
And I grew up in Wigan, so I was bouncing around Wigan till I got in my first serious band called the Troubadours that we went on and did a bit of success. But then I got myself a flat in Liverpool, so I lived in Liverpool. Liverpool always just felt like home to me because I'm growing up in Wigan, but I'm going to Liverpool all the time. Family dues, staying at my nan's. I mean, literally, my dad married the girl next door. My nan and my granddad lived next door to my granddad.
Right.
I lost my nan before I was born, but my granddad lived next door to my nan and granddad.
Okay.
So I used to jump over the fence. I get some treats off one and then jump over the fence. And
Get some more treats,
yeah.
Nan and granddads have a mad selection of biscuits. Don't
Yeah.
they? Like,
Oh, always remember your nan's biscuits, don't you? You do?
yeah. Like,
I remember
like,
the smell of my nan's kitchen and the biscuit tin. Honest, I do.
Where's that?
Yeah. I know where you're hiding them, Nan.
So what was it like growing up in Wigan? And why I say that is because when you were writing songs straight away, what was the stuff around you that made you write bits and bats, if that makes sense? The environment around you.
Yeah. Do you know what I just think... I don't know, that's a great question. And again, you've got some good questions.
Was that hardship growing up in the area? And,
No.
Was it all pretty easy for you?
No, I'm one of them people, me. I'm like... No. I got on with everybody.
Yeah.
I was on the football team and then I was mates with all the smokers at school, so I would nip and have a fag with all the hard boys. And then, no, I got on with everybody. No, I had a great childhood, yeah. I had a great childhood. And I think if you listen to my music, it's very positive, my music, and up.
Yeah.
And no, I'm not. I love the Smiths and Morrissey, but, maybe because of Johnny Marr, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's not like you had... There wasn't anything where you weren't in a poor family as such, you weren't in a rich family.
No,
it's
just in the middle. Yeah.
You just got memories and you stick to those memories. They were all good and that's it.
Yeah. No, I can't think of anything. No. I got good friends when I was growing up where I live. Still keep in touch with them now. Yeah.
And that's probably where the songwriting influence, everything was all positive because of that. Like,
yeah, don't get me wrong, there's fucking bad things have happened in my life, but you know what I mean? But yeah, at that point, like you're asking, 15, 16, flying through school,
Good.
loved it, you know what I mean? Obviously there was posh boys at school. I remember one lad was a member of a golf club, and you were like, the fucking hell does he think he is? You know what I mean? But yeah, I was just in the middle and got on with everyone.
Cool.
And yeah.
So during that time, you sort of between 16 and 18, you're really writing the songs now. Did you go straight into like gigging full time, or did you have some jobs in between that?
Yeah. So I had jobs from like some bad jobs. Go
on, let's hear 'em.
So I've got to like 18 now, and I'm that good on the guitar now that 25-year-old, 30-year-olds in bands in Wigan are getting me involved. And I'm still a bit shy. I'm a bit of a shoegazing guitar player. We've done like the Witchwood in Ashton-under-Lyne. We've gone out to Manchester. We're doing quite a bit, but I still haven't sang on a demo or done anything. I'm writing songs on the quiet, but I'm letting these older lads. I'm just being Johnny Marr. Do you know what I mean? Or John Squire or whatever. And yeah. So we get to a point. So yeah, I'm 18, 19, and then I realise these songs that I'm doing with these bands and these singers, the shit.
Like how you got right up to the mic to say that. Like I had to really make that point.
The shit. I'm gonna get nowhere with them.
Okay.
My dad was saying it to me. He's like, "Fucking lad, the shit."
And
like,
what was it that was shit? Like just the playing or
No,
the
they were
actual
great lads.
writing,
They were great lads, and I believed in it while I was doing it for a while. But then you were just like sat back one day and you were listening. And what you've got to understand is, I'm writing songs and I've got a stockpile of songs over here that I know about, and I'm playing this with these gang of lads who are my mates. Don't get me wrong, but it's shit.
Was it just sort of, I know a lot of bands, they just, all four of them are playing all the time, and it's all the same volume, there's no build, there's no drops, there's no nothing.
Yeah, for one band, I won't name them because I'm not having a go.
Yeah.
But it was like, the bass player will come up with a riff, then the drummer will do something to the riff. There's no song, it's just everyone, and that's how they were forming these songs. And then the singer would go over the top of it with some nonsense, and you were like, that's not a fucking song. That's a fucking noise, man. Yeah.
Did there come an ultimatum where you went, well, actually, I've got these songs?
I tried a few times, yeah.
And nothing.
Well, you got egos when you're younger, and you like.
True.
And then they were older than me, and it was like, no.
Yeah.
I soon showed them with what happened a few years later. Do you know what I mean? So
as we'll get onto, but so jumping around those jobs, and so what was some of the worst jobs? And,
I forgot. Yeah.
And whilst you were doing those jobs, were you thinking, I just want to do music? How do I find a way to do music as a career?
Yeah, yeah, of course. Yeah, every young kid who wants to be in a band wants to do that, don't they? And I remember one job. My dad was a foreman in his job, and he cut the molds for like plastic work, you know what I mean? But he cut them all, so he knew all the factories. So he says, I've got a job in this factory, night shift. And me and my band are going into the studio, and I've worked out how much I need to go in the studio. So I'm working it out on the clock card. Right, if I clock in at this time, I can clock out at that time, and I get exactly 120 quid or whatever, you know what I mean? How many days I need to do to...
Yeah.
And I just walked out. Literally clocked on a Monday, worked out if I clock off at 4 o'clock on Wednesday, I've got enough money to go in the studio.
So you just played the game for a bit?
Just played the game and just... Remember one time my dad got me another job, a night shift, 12-hour night shift, in a factory, literally machine after machine after machine, right? A big horn, it's like off the movies, this. And you have to move on to the next one. Video cases, VHS plastic video cases. You have to put them in boxes. So I've turned up with her down here, double denim on like Noel Gallagher, Clark's Wallabies. Everyone in there's like... I'm like, what am I doing here, mate? Not thinking I'm better than anyone, I'm just like thinking, what am I doing here, mate? So, one machine, next machine, and I get like 5 hours in, and I just walked out.
Wow.
It's like, I've worked in a factory.
Realising work's not for me, I don't think.
It's just like, you sat there and like, these people are going, come on, you need to go quicker. I'm looking at them going, how the fuck are you so into this?
Yeah.
I couldn't give a shit.
Yeah. I'm really loving it and telling you, no, you're not doing it right. Not doing what right? I'm putting one cassette box into a box.
We've got 24 cases. I've got one box. Fuck off.
How am I doing that wrong?
How are you doing it wrong?
Madness. But yeah, I remember, it was night shift as well, so I'd literally come back to my mum and dad. I was back in bed in the morning. They woke up and they went, I thought you were at work.
Yeah, I got sent home early. Yeah.
It's not for me, that, man. And my mum would always stick up for me. Like, leave him alone. It's not for him.
And then we go on to a career in music, don't we? So
so on the dole for years. On the dole.
Yeah.
As everyone was. That's what you did. Like, it was like pracky rooms in Wigan, full of bands who were taking it seriously, where they were there over daytime. Pracking all day, and everyone's on the dole. And I don't know, how can I... Yeah, so I'm in a band now called the Troubadours. I've got the band together. I'm singing. I've gone in the studio at 18, 19 years old. Like I said to you, I've realised these bands aren't for me. Shit. Had enough. I've gone into a studio and done 3 songs on my own, singing. Absolutely petrified of showing anybody.
Yeah.
I've come out of this studio with a CD and I'm like, sitting on it. And my dad's like, have you done that demo? I was like, yeah. Can I have a listen to it? Nah. Like, why? I don't know, it's good looking. Let me have a listen to it. Like, nah. There's enough. Come on. Give it here. I'm driving to work now. I said, I'll put it on in the car. I won't listen to it in front of you. I was petrified of anyone hearing me sing or listening to my own songs and my own poetry and my words. I don't know what I think it was the area I've been brought up in. If you're a bit soft, if you write poetry and songs, I still had that about me. Yeah. Still come from the footballing background. And so I went...
begrudgingly, just give him the CD.
Give him it, right? And I'll never forget it. He drives off to work, and the house phone goes. I answer the house phone, and I'm like, hello? You know, hi lad, that's your dad. I said, all right. Is that you singing on that CD? I said, yeah. Does he sound like fucking John Lennon? I went, this thing just lifted off me. Now my dad's the worst critic. Of anybody. Like, well, of me. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. If it's shit, he'll tell you it's shit. And, boomf. Right, I'm ready. You sound like John Lennon. Went, fucking hell, I'll do it. Right. Sound like John. So this is Christmas.
What we're going to have to do, Mark, we've got 30 minutes on these cameras, so we're going to take a short break.
That's a good end, that.
And we'll see you in a bit.
Yeah, we'll see you shortly.
Hello there, it's Lee here. Thanks for taking the time out of the episode to listen to me chat. I wanted to tell you about the changes again in my social media platforms. So, all my stuff is going to be on Lee Edgerton Acoustic across all social media platforms, and that's going to cover what we do here on the podcast and also my solo acoustic gigs. But Defined By is a separate entity now. I invited Mike, Jen, Abby and Luke along to be a part of the Defined By lineup, and it turned out to be more than just a band playing my original songs. It's their band as much as mine, so you can now follow us, everything we do, on Defined By Band on all social media platforms and on definedbyband.com, which is our brand new spanking website. Thanks very much for checking us out. Back to your episode.
Right, we're back for part 2 with Mark Frith. Got it right. I was going to sit with my mind wanted to say Firth then again. So we're into the stage now where, like you say, your dad's first listened to your, was it EP?
Yeah, like a 3-track demo, yeah.
And he's happy about it. And you said he was a tough critic as well.
Yeah.
So
I was, he was the only person I was frightened of playing it to, really.
Did the fear come from as well, like, no one said it's shit, but they can quite easily go, this is shit.
Yeah.
And like, that just strips everything away from you.
That was the very first thing I'd recorded. The guy in the studio knew it was good. He told me, Paul O'Neill, I've got to give him a shout out because he did all my demos in the early days. And he went, it's really good, this. And I was like, I know, but... like that, you know what I mean? When you're young, 18 I was. And I was like, and you see like things blow my mind. You see like Jake Bugg.
Yeah.
When he came out, he was 18, smashing it. And I thought, when I was 18, I was struggling to like tell people that I wrote songs. Do you know what I mean? Like, I actually write songs. You do what? You know what I mean? In the local boozer. Watching football, I write songs. Write songs? Who's he think he is? You know what I mean?
Fucking Noel Gallagher walking about here.
Yeah, that's what you get straight away. Who do you think you are? Yeah. Right. But we'll come back to that because there's a little... People used to go, get a proper job. And then I started touring with a certain person you mentioned before. And the same people were asking for tickets. Wicked. And I said no.
Ah, that's cool. That's cool. We're going to get into that, yeah. So go on.
So, obviously, you said you're 18, 19, you've just got your first demo together. How did that go from that to then, right, I'm going to get a band together to start these songs after your dad heard it then?
So, going back to the little Knockabout School Days band, there was a lad called Johnny Molyneux who was the guitarist in the little school Knockabout band. We always kept in touch. He introduced me to the Stone Roses, became my band. I love the Stone Roses. They were like my world. Did this demo, played it to Johnny. Johnny, like me dad, went, I'm in. I went, right, okay, so I've got a guitarist who can sing. We were doing harmonies together. It was great. We were like the Everly Brothers, honestly. We used to go out on duo gigs at that time. Yeah. People go, I'm going to have to get a bass player and a drum. And then for some reason, I don't know, it took a long time. Maybe a year, 18 months. And in this time, I'm just being a lad. I'm going to the pub with my mates, watching football. And I'm doing more demos in studio, just me and Johnny. Songs like, Troubadours fans will know, Con Edison, Where the Rain Falls. What else was on that demo? Me in My Mind's Eye, or something like that. And we're just building these songs up. No one's hearing them. I'm the odd person in the pub now, because I know that they're all right. And again, coming back in the pub. Wasn't expecting that. I was giving CDs out in the pub, and they were going home and listening to them, coming in the next out. I actually went home and listened to it. I was brilliant. I was like, oh, thank you. Have you got, what are you doing with it? Well, I'm just sitting on it now. Well, you need to get... So next minute, I get to a bit... I think it's... No one's got the... Johnny had the internet in his house, but... Do you know what I mean? It was just coming in. It was...
Yeah.
It was...
Dial-up broad, man.
Show me age. Edit that.
Internet just came in.
No, but you know what I mean. It was there,
yeah.
but I think it still didn't come into everyone's homes till about 2005, didn't it? In 2006, something like that.
I think it was like all dial-up then, because you couldn't use a landline.
Everyone started getting on the MySpace. Everyone started getting on the MySpace, if you remember that time. So I've gone proactive. I've gone around Liverpool putting adverts up for a bass player and a drummer. A guy from Runcorn, Tony Ferguson, replies to this ad. Yeah, mate, come down. Comes down. He can play. He can sing. Because everything on my stuff is 3-part harmony. So I'm like, you're in.
Yeah.
So Tony was in. And we had a drummer called Phil for a while who wasn't very good. Did a few gigs with him. Nothing. And then we're struggling. I always remember it. We're struggling this summer to find a drummer. And then Tony's just, Tony's Tony. And he goes one day, we've been looking for like 2 weeks for a drummer. He goes, well, my mate can play the drums. So I'm like...
There's always one of those in a band, isn't there? It's just not
this is Tony Ferguson, by the way. I mean, I call him Trigger. He was seeing a bird one time who was a twin, and he come down to rehearsal and he went, Frith, I'm seeing this girl, and honest to God, not only are the twins, they were born on the same day.
Well done.
Just give me a minute to register that, Tony. Do you know what I mean? So here's what I'm dealing with. So anyway, he's sitting there, he goes, my mate plays the drums. I'm like, I'm going to throttle you. This is where all the humour comes from. What's his name? Oh, he's Elmo. He lives in Runcorn. Tony was living in Speaking, Liverpool at the time. He lives in Runcorn. Well, does he fancy coming down for an audition? So, I don't know, but ring him. So he rings him. All right, Elmo, it's Tony. All right, mate, yeah. Are you doing anything with the drum? Well, I'm knocking about in a few bands. Do you want to come and try for me band? He's like, yeah, I'll come down. So he goes, picks him up in the car, comes back. Elmo's brilliant. Looks the part. Gets on with us all. He's in. We're ready now. So we have like 3 or 4 months in the pracky room, making sure we're absolutely bang on. Then we start gigging. And people can tell straight away, hang on, this is good, this. So we're doing demos like bands do, you know what I mean? And we're putting them up, and MySpace was massive at the time. We put loads of tunes up. A guy from London just messages on MySpace one day. Hello, do you have any representation? No. Well, I'm coming up. He was a West Ham fan. I'm coming up for the game. Anfield, Liverpool v West Ham. I want to meet you. Yeah, okay. Yeah, all right. So, meets him at Lime Street Station. Very, very serious guy. Comes up with his business partner, Justin. So I'm sitting there, and it's all the band are there. If you could work with anybody, who would you work with in the studio? If you want a producer to do your... What we'll do is we'll come in with you, and we'll do our own record. We'll do it independently. We'll go in the studio, you pick your producer who you want to work with, I'll get him. Hang on a minute, is this Billy Big Bollocks here, or is he Billy Bill Bullshitter, do you know what I mean? So me and Johnny look at each other guitarists, we go, massive Stone Roses fans. John Leckie. Okay. Yeah, all right, pal. You know what I mean? You're like, yeah, all right, whatever. No, John Leckie. All right. To go away. A week later, I get a phone call. Hi, it's Danny. Yeah, I've passed on your recording. We had Gimme Love at this time,
Right.
which is
Yeah.
we'll go on later. This is the big tune. We've passed it on to Safta Jaffrey, John Leckie's manager. He loves it. He wants to work with you. We need to come and have a meeting. Boom, phone on floor. Okay, I'll speak to you. I'll ring you back in about 10 minutes. Rings Johnny, the guitarist. I've just had that Danny Donnelly from London on the phone. He says he's got John Leckie involved. Fuck off. No, honestly. It takes you half an hour to convince people, you know what I mean? You're like, no, yeah. So we think we've done it now. So they come up from London, they have a proper meeting now. What we've realised now is Danny's a big-time music mogul. He started... Do you remember the garage records in the early 2000s? With a little bit of luck, we can make it through the night.
Yeah.
He's behind all that. He's took on guitar bands. This is a story he told me years later. His mate said to him, I bet you could never win a Brit Award with a guitar band. And he went, yeah, I can. And he started managing guitar bands. Right. So he's gone looking for them on the internet, and we've won them. Anyway, he's done that. He's took our demo, he's given it to John Leckie. John Leckie said, yes, I love it, I want to work with them. It comes up, right, there's your deal. We're paying John Leckie $5,000 a track. We're doing 2 tracks. Henley-on-Thames, proper Tory town, where George Harrison lives and half of ABBA. 4 shit kickers from Wigan go down. Well, 2 from Liverpool, 2 from Wigan. We go in the studio with John Leckie. It's amazing.
Yeah.
But I tell a lie, John Leckie comes up for pre-production to Liverpool. Goes through the songs with us. I'm just talking about the Stone Roses all the time. Like
Fan girl.
yeah, like fucking.
Is he not arsed either?
No, he's loving it.
Oh,
we had 2 days in the rehearsal room. We didn't need 2. We only needed 1. That's how good we were. We was good. He brung a temp. This is the thing about songs, and he'd have like a metronome type thing, and we'd speed it up for the choruses and bring it back down, all in pre-production to get the feel, and that's what we're going to do in the studio, right? Okay, change the drum pattern on your bass drum for the bridges and the choruses, things you don't think about, and you're like, yeah, I can see why you're John Leckie, like, you know. So we go into, and then April that year, we met the managers in the January. April, we were in the studio with John Leckie. Nothing's been signed, there's no record deal. There's a management deal, and they wanted my publishing for my songwriting, which I thought was a bit naughty, but I thought I've got no choice really. They wanted my publishing, so I got $25,000 signing on. Publishing, the band didn't get any money. This is where it all starts. I'm suddenly, because I'm the songwriter and the leader of the band, I've got $25,000 in my back pocket. They've not got nothing yet. So things... From there, you know what I mean?
It gets political.
Yeah.
So leading up to that point then, gigs are going well, but how old are you at this point?
23.
Right, okay.
23, 23.
So you must have had some scepticism going into it, like you say, is this guy
but
bullshitting?
you're from a working class background, and you think Billy bullshitter.
When you did get that $25,000 then, were you like...
Yeah.
Did you put that back into the music, or you
I bought a drum kit. I bought a drum kit for Elmo. Yeah. I bought a bass amp, I think, for Tony.
So, yeah.
I didn't just... Don't get me wrong, I got a nice Gretsch country classic out of it, but...
Even though you didn't like country, no.
No! It all comes back to the country, lad. But yeah, no, I put up some money into the band. I knew there was a little bit of...
tension about it.
But for years I've wrote all these songs, and they've just joined in the party. Do you know what I mean? So it's a horrible thing to say, and I totally understand it, but it's like, you know, and years, we'll get to that in the end of this Troubadours story, but yeah, towards the end they were like, when's the Brewsties coming for us, you know?
And I imagine you promised them, well, we're going to go on to do this and this.
Yeah.
And
well, that was it.
That's what happened.
Literally, I can't tell, anyone listening to this who's in a band will know, but anyone who's not in a band, the little moments where you get like, John Leckie wants to work with you. We went to the practice room that day. We didn't lift a finger. We bought loads of ale, loads of ciggies, and we just had a little party in our practice room. Because you knew this is it. This is the start of something. Someone like John Leckie doesn't get involved unless You know, he's worked with the Lars, he's worked with Radiohead, he's done the Stone Roses debut album, Pink Floyd, John Lennon back in the day. He was a tape op at EMI. He doesn't work with shit. So
and that just basically came out of the blue then, that phone call? Or
yeah.
was it building? Like you could feel the momentum building and then that phone call came?
I'd love to tell you that we were building a massive following on online. Yeah. No. We were doing the Zanzibar to like 50 people in Liverpool.
So your life effectively changed from that moment?
From writing a really good song, which is that's my other kind of advice to anyone. Just write really good songs and believe. I know it sounds easy to say.
Yeah.
Just write really, really good songs.
I think Dave Grohl said something similar. You've got to, he said his idea was he got in a band with his mates in a garage, smacked the shit out of his drums.
I've heard that quote.
If you're really good at it, people will like it.
Yeah.
And that's it.
And then become the biggest band in the world, Nirvana, yeah.
So what happened after that then? So you record this with John Leckie.
We've done a single called Gimme Love with John Leckie and the B-side Here Comes the Tide. Straight away, Q Magazine are onto it, Enemy are onto it. Like fucking hell. The managers have sorted out press and PR people. This is the other thing, this is the other side to it all. You start off as 4 mates in a pracky room, having the time of your lives. Now you've got 2 managers involved, press and PR people, radio pluggers. This is all the managers have set all this up. There's no record company involved at the moment.
Right.
They've paid for the master recordings with John Leckie to record 2 songs. They've paid for it. So we're already in debt to the managers for 30 grand before we've made any money. They've paid for my publishing, all right, that's got nothing to do with paying that back. But so because they've got this master recording, because John Leckie's got involved, Q Magazine are onto it, Enemy are onto it. Everyone wants a piece. Everyone's listening. Oh, fucking hell, there's this new band coming out. They've only got a single out with John Leckie in it. We did our own independent release. It got to 7 in the indie charts or something like that. So straight away, the record companies come around sniffing. Then everyone was in our pracky room. I remember Simon Gavin. He works with Simon Cowell now. Simon Gavin. If you remember, Simon Gavin was the head of ATM, was it? They signed Duffy.
Right, okay, yeah.
And the Cortinas were on Lug.
Yeah.
James Oldham signed the Cortinas. He was up there. We was gonna go with Lug. But I always remember Simon Gavin. I always remember it. He come up to the pracky room and he sat on the top of the PA speaker and he said, "Right, play all your songs." So he played all songs and he said, "It's amazing to have, because every song's different. I don't just write to one set thing. It's like I'll try and change genres and it's amazing to have a band with so much diverse material." So I started asking him questions, and I was like, "So what of you? Who are you?" Like, well, I'm one of the main reasons why the Kaiser Chiefs, and I don't know why, for some reason, I've gone, "Oh, you to fucking blame for them?" Well, our managers just looked at me. It was a joke, do you know what I mean? Because the type of person I am, but I don't think he took it that way.
Oh, God.
You know what I mean? So I think that fucked that one up. But I still stand by what I said.
Fair play. Did you feel that pressure then when they're in the room with you, watching your recordings?
There's a belief now with the John Leckie thing and all the press and PR people and everyone talking about you. There's a belief now that you belong. So all these people are coming, watching us and coming, right, we're good enough. Do you want us? You're here for a reason.
Yeah.
And there's a bit of cockiness to it.
Did you feel your personality change?
Yeah,
I mean, it would naturally, wouldn't it? But,
yeah. I felt a lot more cocksure of myself, and not in an arrogant way, but I was always confident but then when you're seeing all these big players in the music industry wanting to work with you, then you think, I'm fucking onto something here, mate. And yeah, it was. So then leads up to, you get loads of photographers wanting to work with you. There was an Ian Went from the Q Magazine and a guy called Tommy Sheehan. Now Google Tommy Sheehan. Okay. He has photographed everybody. Paul McCartney, Noel Gallagher, Arthur Lee, loving Arthur Lee. Loved us. Heard it on BBC Radio 2. This is the thing, we're getting on radio without any... The managers are paying for a radio plug. We was on Jonathan Ross, Radio 2 in the daytime. This is the Troubadours with Gimme Love. Tommy Sheeny, is it? Goes online. Who's this? Finds our manager's email address. I want to photograph them. Yeah, could sound. So we got to Shoreditch House one day in London. Does a shoot with Tommy. Now, what I didn't know is Tommy's been shooting a certain kid called Paul Weller since he was in the Jam. And he's really, really close to Paul Weller. So, unbeknown to us, he's done a shoot with us. Then a couple of days later, he's gone shooting Paul in his studio. Blackburn Studios, wherever it is, in Sussex or something. And Paul, just having a conversation like we're having now, he's gone like, what are you listening to at the moment, Tommy? And Tommy's gone, there's a great little band there. They're not signed to it at the moment. They've just got a record out with John Leckie's done it. And he was mates with John as well, Tommy. It sounds all mad, this, doesn't it? Like I'm bullshitting. Yeah. Honest to God, it's not.
Does it still seem weird to you?
Yeah, it's like talking about a different person. Tommy knows John. Tommy knows Paul, right? Leckie's done it. So he only had the vinyl, 7-inch vinyl, because we brung it out on 7-inch vinyl. It's back in the day, that weren't. Everyone does that now, don't they? Yeah. So he's only got the vinyl. He says, "Yeah, Paul, stick it on." So he sticks it on. Fucking hell. What are they up to? I don't know. Well, I'm going out on tour in May. Do they want to come? Another thing. So this year can't be getting any better. I'm in Camden now. We're just playing the Barfly. We're noticing there's more people at the gigs now. There's about 120 there. 120. But for London, and you're from the Northwest, word's getting about now. We're in the Weatherspoons before the gig, on the lock there. And I've been since, and I always laugh when I look at the Weatherspoons, because I was sat on a stool, and I get a phone call off Danny, the manager. All right, Frith, East London lad. All right, Frith, how you doing? All right? Yeah. Got a bit of bad news for you. I says, yeah. It's Paul Weller wants you to go out and solve him. I fell off the stool in the Weatherspoons.
Oh, the lad's going, oh, Mark, pissed again.
everyone went, what the fuck's up with you? And I was like, fucking hell. What? Yeah, get your shit together. I'll send the dates over. Start off in Dundee. Oh, sorry, you start off in Oxford. And you're up to Scotland for a few days, then you're in the Midlands, and then you're down in Bournemouth, and then to end it, you're at Hammersmith Apollo. Fuck off. So,
Wow.
So that's where the Paul Weller thing.
That's how the Paul Weller came about. To be fair, mate, we're not even asking any questions, but we're getting all the answers of the questions we were going to ask.
I told you I'm a talker.
So, obviously, it gets to the May.
Yeah.
You do your first date in Oxford. Does Paul spend a lot of time with you in that?
Unbelievable. We're doing the sound check and he's watching straight away. And I'm like, shit. I'm just standing there watching. I'm like, fucking hell, it's Paul Weller, man. So we've done the sound check. And he's outside with it must have been his bird. Younger looking bird, proper rock star. And he's having a fag. And I just went out and I said something about chat. I'd Googled something like what football team he supports or something, and it was Chelsea. Right. But unbeknownst to me, he doesn't really bother no more. He doesn't follow.
You're just trying to make a conversation.
Yeah, I'm trying to be a bit clever, you know what I mean? Like, so I've gone outside and said something about Chelsea. He went, what? I went, fucking, sorry, Paul, just dropped a ball. But no, that was before. No, the first thing he said, and I always tell this story, he come up and he went, hello, nice to meet you, my name's Paul. And it's always affected me, that. So I thought, I've got a fucking laminate around my neck with fucking your face on and your fucking name, and I know who you are. And you've just come up to me and said, hello, my name's Paul. And that's proper that.
Guy. Normal guy.
So how old would Paul Weller have been at this time?
This is 2008, isn't it? So
right, okay.
He's, I don't want to say he's getting on, it's disrespectful, isn't it?
No, but he wasn't in the Jam.
Yeah. No.
Doing his soul stuff maybe at that point.
No, it was 22 Dreams, the tour. Do you remember the album 22 Dreams?
Right, yeah.
It's a double album.
Okay.
It was a good record. But yeah, he's done Stanley Road, hasn't he, 96, then a few through the early 2000s, then we've got on this tour for 22 Dreams in 2008. Unbelievable.
Just a brilliant tour that got better and better, I
imagine.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable. Like some night, there's one night, I think it might have been in Bournemouth actually, and we've gone up to the balcony at the side to watch him, And he's playing and he spots us and he goes, ladies and gentlemen, the Troubadours, and all the crowd turn. I'm like, fucking hell.
So obviously you're now playing, you've gone from playing to 120 people at Barfly in Camden.
Yeah.
When you're getting onto that stage playing for Paul Weller,
Yeah.
see that sea of people,
Yeah.
is your mentality, right, let's fucking have it, or is it, fuck, there's a lot of people?
No, very much the first one. Very much the first one, because I know they're not there for me. And it's like, right, I'm going to make you a fan. And the work ethic of the band, the band, what I can tell you is about the band and about me personally, I work my fucking ass off all the time. I had no time for girlfriends or anything like that in my early 20s or anything. Go away. Do you know what I mean? Don't mean that disrespectfully. No. I'm doing the band, I'm doing my music. And we'd finish a gig and I'd go, right, lads, front of house, flyer in with the new single and the website and the fucking a meet and greet and be nice to people. And people go, oh, fucking amazing, that was amazing. Yeah. Oh, where can I find? We're not rock stars. We're not sitting backstage pretending they're not here for us. We've got to go out there. And people noticed that. They went, fucking hell, what are you doing out here? So I said, I'm not a rock star. I'm trying to get where he is. And I always knew that. So yeah, to answer your question, it's a bit of that, but it's also a bit of the other thing.
Yeah, you're still like, oh shit, there's an awful lot of
shit,
people out
yeah. But at the same time, it's right, I need to turn this into something that can benefit us.
Yeah. So obviously you've gone on done the tours. We've obviously got to the end. How were you finding the fans were taking it? Obviously you said the meet and greets were going well. Like
unofficial meet and greets.
Yeah. Did you notice the fan base going up? Like online?
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Because once, the best thing about anything in life, if you do it well, you get word of mouth. And that's the best thing in the world. You can put millions of pounds into advertising anything. If it's shite, it's shite. Do you know what I mean? Word of mouth, it was just boom, boom, boom. Certain journalists were getting on to us. So there was a guy I still talk to him to this day called John Earls, who worked at, I think he worked at NME at the time. He's working at NME now. But he's like freelancer, he'd write for The Independent and all that, and he put a review out for the single. He come to see us at Islington Academy, Carlin Academy. John Leckie turned up that night as well. So John Earls met John Leckie and all this, and it's all very schmoozy, but you've got to do it. And he wrote a live review, 10 out of 10. I'm like,
that quite rare as well?
Hell, yeah. We better not be shit after this, you know what I mean? But yeah, it was just flying. Then what comes next is a Japanese lad who had been a student in Liverpool and had loved Liverpool bands like Shaq and The Lars and all the things that we sounded like, and he's now working at Sony BMG in Japan.
Yeah.
And he's a big follower of what's going on in England, so he's got the Enemy and he's got Q magazine and like, oh, fucking who are these? Rings his boss at work. I want to sign this band. Right, okay, go for it. So, right, we get in touch with our managers. Our manager was very clever. I don't know if you understand the music industry. You can go and get a record deal and sign to Sony, and then Sony will pay for you to go in the studio and Sony will own your recordings, right? Basically.
Yeah, I think it's a 360 deal or something it's called, yeah.
Well, not in the olden days.
Right.
They'd own the master recordings. You were still free to earn on merchandise. What you're talking about, 360, they get involved with everything.
Yeah, right.
I know what you're on about.
Yeah.
Our manager's box clever. They went, right, we're paying for the master recordings. We are going to look after you. And what we're going to do is we're going to license them around the world. So any record companies that come in and want to sign you, yes, we'll go with you, but we own the masters and we're going to license them to you. So any release that you get, it'll be Mod Art Sounds / Sony BMG.
Right.
And you see it all the time. Delta Sonic was the perfect example. Delta Sonic was owned by Sony, but it was still run by Delta Sonic and Alan Wills. He was not daft. He licensed it all out. And
I see.
He had a deal with Sony that way. Well, I think he did. Don't take my word for it, but that's what it... When you see a Delta Sonic thing, he had a deal with Sony to distribute stuff. So BMG from Japan come in and we sign. Then what happens is they want an album, so we're already in the middle of doing an album. more stuff with Lecky. Then we worked with a guy called Ian Davenport who recorded Supergrass and Radiohead. So we're down in Radiohead studio now in Oxford. Can't believe it. Again, it's all happening. But
is this all like a
straight off the back of the Paul Weller tour? So this is June, July. We're in the studio now recording the album.
Is this all a bit of a drunken blur as well? As
Yeah,
I
yeah.
imagine it
Yeah.
would be. Yeah,
Yeah. Well, yeah.
On to the next thing.
Yeah.
Constantly.
No time to stop and think about what's happening. You just got to get on with it. If you said, oh, "Can I just take some time to process what's happening to me, please?" They'd go, "No,
Fuck off now.
we need you to get on with it."
Yeah.
So yeah, in the studio, album's recorded, and everyone always asks the question of what happened with the Troubadours, and it's exactly that. The managers licensed them out to different. We were going with Polydor in the UK, and the album came out in Japan. And I don't know if you like LimeWire and all the illegal downloading and all that was rife.
Yeah.
So it came out in Japan. It went to #1. Oh, Give Me Love getting to #1, and the album was top 10 anyway. It did really well. It did really, really well. But if you wanted it in England, you could fucking illegally download it on fucking LimeWire. So Polydor have gone sick. Absolutely fucking sick on our managers. Like, why have you allowed that to happen? Because now we can't fucking release that. You're going to have to go back in the studio, record new gear, and fucking go around tour again.
Right,
So
we'll have to have another
Right,
break there. We're 20 seconds off the
I
end.
was like, I'm enjoying this, but I can see it. It's so frustrating, the camera thing. But hold that thought. We could go straight back in, actually. Hello, it's Luke from the One More Songcast. I'd just like to go and check out an open mic night hosted by the Sheps Ale House in Chorley. It's the third Thursday of every month, and it's hosted at 7 o'clock by a guy called Casper Mason, who is a very good local musician in the area. It's very much a community pub, the Sheps Ale House, so it'll be a very encouraging environment, and people will be listening attentively to whatever you're performing. So go and check it out, the Sheps Ale House Open Mic Night. Right, we're back with part 3. Sorry to interrupt you there, Mark.
It's all right.
So we were saying it was the time that you signed with this Japanese record label that LimeWire was about, and people were basically illegally streaming music.
Yeah, well, it was Sony BMG, but
Yeah.
the Japanese branch of Sony BMG. Come out. Did really well, and then people heard about it in England and was like, "What do you mean your album's out?" Because the internet's quite prominent now. It's 2008, 2009, and it was like, "Well, I want it," and people were like. Forums were big at that time, like the Libertines. Oh no, the Libertines a bit before, but you know what I mean. The forums is still massive. People are talking on them. I've got it. What do you mean you've got it? Here's a link. Bump. Everyone's got it.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, you're doing gigs and everyone's singing the fucking words now because everyone's fucking got it. You know what I mean? It's great. But what happened then was our manager like, and we all were. You know what I mean? It was a bit of a fuck up. It was. You know. Don't get me wrong, I'm not sitting here saying it was a bad management thing or the band fucked up. There was a lot of amazing things that happened in the Troubadours. It's just one of them things. I think it was. I've beat myself up about it for years, you know what I mean? Like, fucking hell. I was just hung on and just brung it all out at once. Like, you'd sign to Sony, you'd sign worldwide, Say you got a record deal, it'd be a worldwide record deal. When they release your album, bang, it's released at the same time all around the world.
But back then...
But they were trying to look after us, the managers, and license it, which I completely understood.
Yeah.
At the time, it was like, yeah, that's a great idea. But that means they can be released at different times, and LimeWire just fucked us right up the arse.
That's interesting, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It wouldn't be bad now, because Spotify, you could just bring it out.
Yeah. Yeah.
And let's sell a load of gig tickets, you know what I mean?
Well, that's the thing, like, I heard about it. My footy team used to go over to Holland and, like, they'd have the Nintendo Wii 6 months before they would in England.
Yeah.
It's probably one of those things that happened with the CD world.
Back
then they had to almost release
before
it.
the internet, it was probably David Bowie albums in the 70s probably came out in America before they did in England, but you didn't know about it.
No.
You thought you got it first when you went around the Al Price and got it on vinyl. You probably didn't. It probably took New York probably had it 2 months before you or whatever, you know what I mean? It's just one of them things.
With
for all the
LimeWire
great things.
Yeah, sorry, with LimeWire as well, so... I imagine you're pretty much having to buy individual. At them times, you're buying the tracks, aren't you?
I've no idea. I never
off
used it
Apple
because of
Music
that. I
and-
never fucking used it. I hated it.
Because now you just stream it free on Spotify.
Yeah. No, it would have been great now.
Yeah.
I would have just
LimeWire-
brung it out And it would have been worldwide, wouldn't it? Because
Yeah.
it's on Spotify, and then you would know. That's what all bands... We were still at that point where you made money off selling records.
Yeah.
You don't anymore.
No.
You know what I mean? It's all about playing live and merch and whatever, you know. I don't know if they still do the private gigs.
Yeah.
There was a few that we did. You get paid extra for. Corporate ones.
Yeah.
Don't know why I keep winking.
Sorry, gigs.
But yeah, it was still at that point where the predominant money making was in the physical product.
Yeah.
And if it was illegally available on the internet, that there was no...
If you're up and coming, you're knackered.
You're knackered. Exactly. You strike while the iron's hot, don't
Did
you?
that happen to a lot of bands in that
No,
period as well?
no, just us, because everyone was signed to normal record
I
deals.
see.
And it was just, I understood it. I understood what the managers were doing. I understood they were, you know, looking after us, and they wanted the master tapes, and it was a great idea. But it could have been not managed by them differently, but maybe Japan could have waited to see,
Yeah.
all right, well, when do England want to release it? I always remember being backstage in Japan, and we went back twice, our second time. This is 2008 again. So we come out of the studio, and then we're on a Japan tour in August, then a few tours in England, then we're touring Japan again in November.
Right.
You know what I mean? And in the second tour in November, we're big. Like, there's people waiting in the lobby for us, and scary, man. And an A&R representative of Sony was backstage and was asking me when the second album was going to get released in the UK. I'm like, shit. The first one's not even come out in the fucking UK. So our manager just went, shh. And I was like, right, fuck this. It's fucked.
Yeah, and that's... Again,
To go on quickly and move on quickly from the Troubadours, because we've been on it for a while now. What happens then is, right, go away, write some new songs, we'll go in the studio, we'll take you back on tour, we'll put the album release back 18 months or 12 months into 2009, 2010. What you're noticing then, you go on tour, and less people are coming to the shows.
Right.
There's no buzz about you in the press no more. You're not in the NME no more. You're not in the Q magazine no more. Some other bands in Q and NME who were on the way up, we start fighting in the band. No one's got money. I have. Fucking hell. I've done all this. I've spent 5 years in my life. I understood them. The guitarist. I've given you 5 years in my life. I've got a baby on the way. I had a baby on the way. And I've got a baby now. I understand it. I've got a baby on the way, and I'm fucking not making any fucking money on this. It's fucked. Thank you. Well, hang on, John. It's not my fault. Do you know what I mean? And you start, and then
the band politics just goes, and then...
I don't need this no more. It used to be about me and you having fun, and now it's about this, and that person, and this. See you later, I don't need it in my life no more. And it was an hard decision, but I went, done.
Right.
That was 2010. So we've got a big boom in 2008 to literally 2 years later, I'm done.
It's gone. It's
Yeah.
all gone.
Just quickly before we do move on and talk, I'm interested to see what the Japanese tours were like. That was very strange. People at the other side of the world, I imagine, singing your songs back.
I couldn't explain it. I was trying to explain it to my dad. I was like, we had to go to Heathrow Airport because you couldn't fly from Japan. Couldn't fly from Manchester at times to go to Japan. I think you can now. I'm not too sure. But I remember my dad drove us all the way down to Heathrow. Like, fucking, I think back now, you think, nice one.
Yeah.
Like, someone said to me, I need to go to Japan, will you drive me to Heathrow? I go, no, fuck off. Yourself a fucking taxi or a train. But yeah, he took us down, and we literally got on a plane, sorry. I met the managers at Heathrow. We're all fly out, we get off the other side. They're meeting you in the airport. Crazy. Honestly.
For your merch and...
Yeah, sign. Getting a private car, a big blacked out people carrier like you see David Beckham getting in or something like that. You know, honestly, I got it. You're like, get to the hotel, they're waiting for you in the hotel. Do you know what hotel you're in? How do you know what hotel I'm in?
Especially like without, the internet's mad now.
Yeah.
You'd probably find that out if you really wanted to, but...
And there's one point where our manager's Danny Donnelly, our manager Danny, he knew I was getting a bit uncomfortable. We did a gig. Did we play? I think it was called British Anthems. It was like a little festival, mini festival. The Charlatans were on, we were on. I think the Fratellis were on. Okay. Anyway, there's the British Anthems nightclub. After it, we're doing a DJ set. We've been invited to do a DJ set. So we'll go back and walk in this club, and everyone's just, as soon as you walk in, and they're pulling at my shirt, pulling at my hair, and I fucking shrugged them all off and ran to the toilet, and Danny come into another cubicle, put his head over the top. Are you okay, mate? And I went, no. He said, you want to go home? I went, yeah. Take me home. Pulling at me. Like, no. Imagine what the Beatles was going through, and I'm moaning about a fucking little.
So what was it you hated about that?
I'm not about that.
Yeah,
I'm quite quiet, mate.
And if
I know you don't believe it because I'm fucking not shut up. I'm not shut up for about an hour, but honest to God, my idea of chilling out after a gig is not doing a fucking DJ set to a load of fans. I just want to fuck off and just sit in a quiet boozer, do you know what I mean, and chill out.
Yeah.
And I don't want my hair pulled and my fucking shirt pulled off my back. I don't want it.
Overwhelming kind of.
No, and I don't think I'm better. You know, I understand they pay the records and they're there to see you. Great, I understand that. It just made me. I don't think it's for me. And I think people will always talk to you and go, "Oh, do you not think if it would have come out in England, you would have gone on to be like this and you'd been massive now?" I'd fucking hate to be Ed Sheeran. After what I've experienced, I'd fucking hate it. To not be able to go to, you have all these dreams, I shouldn't be on this podcast. Pack it all in.
No, no, it's interesting. Yeah.
No, I know, because once you go through it and you realise it's only a little snippet of what someone like Ed Sheeran's fucking done.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Of course.
He's getting that everywhere he fucking goes, the lad is.
Yeah.
He can't go to Sainsbury's for a meal deal, you know what I mean?
He's got all these '1 singles, but you can't go Sainsbury's for a meal deal.
Put that's the title of the podcast. That's your YouTube thumbnail.
He's thinking about it.
I'm telling you. You might be Ed Sheeran, but you cannot go to fucking Tesco and get a meal deal or Sainsbury's or whatever.
Did you
throw them both in so they fucking give you a bit?
Did you fear that could be you? Like that could get to the point?
I thought I wanted fame and I don't.
You didn't?
No.
And that was maybe that turning point.
That was the realisation,
yeah.
That was the realisation. Don't get me wrong, the gigs are amazing. I mean, we're playing to 1,000 plus out in Japan, and the venues were massive, and it was amazing. We did Summer Sonic Festival. Don't know if are you on my Facebook? There's a picture of Summer Sonic, and I'll get it up for you. See if I can show it to the camera. But it's one of my favourite pictures.
Well, we'll put the picture over on the video.
Yeah. But I'll just get it up quickly. The drummer took it. Right. He stood up on his kit, and so that's why it's one of my favourite pictures. And it's the back of me at Summer Sonic with thousands of people.
Wow, yeah. Wicked. Yeah. So just before we move on from the Troubadours, then, so your highlight of that period of your life with the Troubadours, what would you say it was?
Do you want me to be honest with you?
Absolutely, yeah. Don't say. Well, you say what you want, mate.
No. Listen. In all honesty, when we started out, and we were 4 lads in a van, having a fucking laugh.
Yeah.
It was fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
It was brilliant. And when managers got involved, and don't get me wrong, I've no problem with them all. I've got no bad word to say about anybody. It just turned into something that wasn't that I thought it was going to be. And a lot of people say that. It's not just me saying it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Be careful what you wish for is a very famous saying, isn't it?
What did your dad make of all this? 'Cause he's the first person that ever heard you sing as well.
This is the thing. That's one thing I'm really pissed off about, because my dad, I was saying, do you want to come watching on a certain date on the Paul Weller tour? No, I'll wait till you're doing your own tour, he'd say.
Right.
And we never got to that point. And he never seen all the Japan shit because it was not going on in this country. So he kind of stayed
out of it
a bit.
Has he ever said that
he's got all the press and all the magazines and all that, he's made up with all that, but I would have loved him to see that, and he never, because he thought we were going to get to that point on our own. I think he thought we were going to do the Hammersmith Apollo on our own, so we could come down and see that. You know what I mean? But we never quite got there. But yeah, that's sad. But
does he ever say he regrets that, or is he never really? You never? Really
no.
about that?
No, he's fucking made up with what I've done. He's proud of me.
No, is he not coming to see you at those gigs?
No, he probably does. He probably does. I've not asked him about it really.
Yeah, fair dues.
Yeah. I always thought he toured again Weller that year, and he did an arena tour, and he did a Liverpool date, and we never got the support for it. And I thought we was in Japan touring.
Would you have got it?
Yeah, I would have made sure all my family, all my aunties and uncles were in a box for that. Yeah.
Got it. So was there anything that Paul Weller shared with you during that tour? I know you said it was nice that he said, "Hi, I'm Paul," and he was quite humble in that sense. Was there any advice? Obviously, he was experienced in the music business at that point.
Yeah, I'd say this is another quite regret of mine, because I'm quite a personal person. I like, you know, I've just been to Las Vegas, and over there I met Brian Robson, and we had 3 or 4 days on the piss with Brian Robson. Right. I just talked to him like I'm with you, you know what I mean? And he loved it. When we did the tour with Paul Weller, he had his own dressing room, we had our own dressing room. And I never really... The message from the managers was, don't bother him, really. And I wish I had that balls to just walk in the dressing room and just be like, "Hiya lads, you all right?" And then have a little rapport with him. But to answer your question, no, we didn't really do that much. I was obviously a drawer and a paint, and what I did for him on the last night at Hammersmith Apollo, I'd done a drawing of John Lennon and framed it as a thank you for putting us on the tour. And that's when I went in his dressing room.
I see.
And I knocked on, it was upstairs in Hammersmith Apollo, there's little stairs at the side of the stage. Literally, when you watch anything on the telly live at the Apollo, it makes me laugh, because literally the outside's there. There's a little fucking stairwell next to that stage that goes up to the changing rooms. And he was up there, and I knocked on, dead sheepish, because it's fucking Paul Weller, you know what I mean? And he was getting interviewed by some woman from some magazine or something. I said, "I'm so sorry. I've got you that as a thank you for the tour." He went, "Fucking hell, have you fucking done that?" I went, yeah, it's for you." "Oh, mate, that's fucking brilliant. Thank you very much." And he took it away. Next minute, we get to knock on our dressing room door. There's a bottle of Jack Daniels to say thank you for being the support act. And I'm thinking, has that turned up because I've done my drawing? But then we had an argument about that Jack Daniels bottle in the band. My dad had fixed the van for us to get down to the tour. So I said, "My dad's having it." And the guitarist, who was pissed at the time, said, "I want to drink it right now."
So it ended quite sour, the band, or just sort of an understanding that it couldn't go on really with...
It's an understanding that the lads thought they were going to go back to Japan.
Yeah.
I said, "You're not." And they went, "Why?" I said, "Because Japan want traction. They want it to come out in England and us to be a big band in England, and that's going to help them, because that guitar music needs the enemy. It needs at the time for the Japanese audiences to know what's going on over here and all that." And we were just dropping off the radar. And I knew. I was like, "It's over this, kids." And they were like, "Do you think?" I said, "Yeah." And I phoned the managers one day. I said, "Danny," I think it was Justin, or who did I phone? I can't remember, it's that fucking long ago. "What's going on?" "Yeah, this kind of..." They'd signed another guy, and he'd just got a deal with Sony doing, I can't remember his name, Dansett Jr.
Right.
He brung an album out, he didn't do anything, but they got him a deal. They were concentrating on that. And you know, when your own managers are concentrating on the next thing that they've got, you're not getting... We used to be the golden boys, do you know what I mean? And now we're not the... So you can't have a go.
No.
The roster used to have a go back at us, do you know what I mean? Like the other bands that they had at the time when we were flying used to have a go, "Well, you don't spend any time with us because you're always with fucking troubadours because they're doing fucking all this," do you know what I mean? So yeah, I understood it. It just fizzled, and then it was sad. It was like breaking up. I think it's the hardest break. I mean, I've gone through breakups with girlfriends, but it's like being... You're in bands, aren't you? You understand it. It's like being with a girl, but 3 of you, or 4 of you, or if you're in fucking a massive band, fucking 20 of you, and you're keeping this relationship going with these people, and it's really hard.
Especially because you know these lads since... Well,
So Johnny had known, years, and Tony and Elmo had known to that point only 3 or 4 years, but it was very intense relationship, working, music, loving it. And you're in the early days, you was in a van all the time, and you're on the dole, you're living out each other's pockets. Oh, can you get a bag of chips? I'm hungry. Yeah, I've got 15 quid in it. Couldn't even get home from London sometimes, you know what I mean? Because you're skin. Who's got an overdraft?
So then I imagine, is it an empty feeling then after the band? What did you do then?
Yeah, I kind of had. Again, it's almost like coming out of a relationship with a girl. Some people jump straight into the next one called the rebound, don't they? Yeah.
Rebound band.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I did.
Yeah.
I got 3 new musicians, called it a different name. I called it the Captive Hearts. I think it's an awful name.
Yeah.
It's like a love romantic shite novel.
Open Image was a better name.
Yeah, it was. And we just started a relationship with Brian Cannon in the Troubadours because the album was meant to come out, but it never did. And Brian did the artwork with Tommy Sheehan. So I was still talking to Brian. So I was like, Brian, what do you think? I'm going to get this new band on. Well, yeah, I'll do the artwork for you. And even Brian was going, it's not as good as what you was doing with...
Right.
Because I was rushing, because I couldn't use any of my old songs because they were Troubadour songs, so I had to quickly write loads of new songs, and we've tried that for 18 months, and I realised...
You feel that pressure to write? It's sloppy kind of thing?
Felt the pressure to be able to get another deal straight away.
Right,
There's like an ego there thinking...
Even though you weren't enjoying that experience?
Yeah. Just to prove it to myself that I could do it, and I didn't do it. And you'll find a lot of people... someone I was watching the other day out of Frankie Goes to Hollywood, he's the guitarist. He said it when Frankie Goes to Hollywood split up. He went, "I'll just get another record deal." Not that easy, boy.
I don't imagine, no.
Nah. Not that easy at all.
Is it because, like, they'll say it as you failed once, you're probably going to fail again?
No. I just think there's a magic, isn't it, to every band and every song and everything in life. There's it's the right place at the right time. It really is.
Yeah.
How many bands do you... I know a million fucking brilliant bands who haven't done anything. Anything.
Especially nowadays, where it's harder to
I know bands who've got... I mean, we were talking off camera about... I mean, I won't name them, but... Who've had 3 albums out, and it's not going anywhere, really, is it? It's just staying at a level.
Yeah.
And it's sad.
Are you thankful that you got that opportunity?
Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah.
The tail end of the music industry when you had to buy records, brilliant.
So, you said that you tried at this new band.
Yeah.
When did you sort of decide that weren't working then?
18 months in.
18 months in, yeah.
You know, we had a bass player leave who wasn't really fancying it. So then I knew, because in my old band, like the Troubadours, you wouldn't leave. No one would leave. It'd be like, fucking, I'm not leaving this. Do you know what I mean? And then this one, it was like, doing a few gigs. I was giving records to like journalists who I still had, and they were getting... half-assed replies when I used to get, "Oh my God, send us more demos. We love what you're doing." You know what I mean? Because you're on fucking, everyone loves you. You know what I mean? But what was the John Lennon comment? Nobody loves you when you're down and out. Yeah? No. Nobody loves you when you're down and out. But yeah, they don't. They love you when you're getting your ass licked.
Yeah.
So I've seen all that.
Did you get used to? Do you get used to that arse licking? Maybe a different way of putting
you do.
That,
it goes to your head. Yeah.
And then your ego's then going, well, they're not reacting in the same way. Like, you know.
Yeah, why?
Yeah, why?
Because.
And that must be difficult for anybody's ego, really.
Yeah, it was. It was a. You know what I mean? I'm not special. You're not special. You're not special. You've got to be good at what you do and just fucking bang. And that's all the Troubadours did. It was a time and a place. And we had some great songs and a great band. And we had... The one thing John Leckie said about us, he quoted me saying, he's an amazing songwriter, but the best thing about that band is the 4 characters, and they're all brilliant together when you get them in a room. And we was. If you put a camera on us and just let us talk in an interview, I'll try and find some stuff and send it to you. Yeah. Brilliant. Like I hate the word banter. Bands. Honestly. It was great banter, man. No, we were funny together.
Wicked.
Yeah. I think that's what you need. It's the right characters, like you say, the right place, the right time. But you make your own luck, I guess. Yeah, you guys put yourselves in a position.
I mean, you said before, do you think it was I can't remember what you said, but I've got this other band and I'm writing all these new songs and I'm forcing it on people. you never forced anything with the Troubadours. We literally put a record online and people came to us. This new band, I'm forcing it. So it's not like failing, it's you're just forcing it.
Yeah.
And people are getting emails and things sent to them. Nah, not into it. You're forcing it on me.
Tricky, innit? So what happened then? So 18
So
months.
I had a bit of time out from being in a band. I thought, nah, I think I'm done with that. I got a thing called a pedal board and started looping things in my flat on my own, and just basically I did Jerry Cinnamon before Jerry Cinnamon,
Right, okay.
but I never went out playing it. I just make it all these mad noises, and I love Tallest Man on Earth. Have you seen Tallest Man on Earth? You seen him live?
Not sure actually. I'll have to give it a
Oh,
look,
brilliant!
yeah.
Honest to God, brilliant. And playing with pedals and sounds and writing, but not really doing anything. I was teaching the guitar a bit. Can't do that. I'm not doing that again. Just keeping my artwork going, making money, living in a flat in Liverpool, having the time of my life. Just having the time of my life.
Yeah.
Got to know, when I lived down there at the time, got to really good friends with Dave McCabe, the lead singer of Zootons. So we would be on Light Lane every night, just getting pissed. I was only speaking to him the other day, actually. He's gone 3 years now, sober.
Right.
Not a drink in him. Brilliant. The Troubadours. The Zootons are back together doing stuff. Brilliant. But yeah.
Are they writing new stuff? Are
Yeah.
they?
Yeah.
Cool.
So I'll try and pass you fucking, I'll see if you fancies doing this.
Yeah, that'd be nice,
So,
yeah.
yeah. He's cool, Dave. Yeah, but me and him started doing a bit together. We never, I don't think we ever fucking wrote a song. We got pissed. Do you know what I mean? Like, I said, come round, do some songwriting. Yeah, sound. Hey, fucking United are playing. You're not United, fucking Liverpool are playing fucking Southampton. Oh, we'll go and watch it on that lane.
Lark Lane's brilliant.
Brilliant, innit? That's where I lived.
Superb.
Well, there you go. I was out every night. And
That tells you all. There's some good restaurants down there. as
knew
well.
I had to move away, really. And this is where the cover gigs came into my life, because I would never, ever in a million years, if someone said to me, get up and play James, sit down, when I was in the Troubadours, I'd go, fuck off.
Did you? Because some bands do covers at their get like.
Oh, yeah, we do The Last Time by the Rolling Stones.
Yeah.
And we used to nail it.
Yeah.
We wouldn't do fucking...
Don't look back at Oasis.
Yeah. We're doing quite cool fucking... cool
Maybe
in
where some of your
my
influence
eyes.
come from as well, that's
Yeah,
what we do,
where the
don't we?
influences
So,
come from. Yeah. So I'm sitting in my flat. A mate of mine, his uncle's got a pub on Allerton Road in Liverpool. It's quite a swanky little wine bars all down there. All the Instagrammy type girls go. And so I get a phone call. Will you come and do a gig in my uncle's bar? I said, well, doing what? He went, well, just come down and just... And it's never changed what I said to you before earlier on. I literally went down and said, shout a song out. If I can't do it, I'll buy you a drink. Literally from that day. And everyone just looked at me and went, knocked up Kings of Leon. Okay, dung. And everyone went, is he taking a piss? I was like, and then I played one gig. My uncle wants you on every week. I said, I can't do every week. He wants you on every Saturday. What do you want? I was like, 200 quid? Hang on, I'll bring you back. Yeah, he said, that's fine. Bastard, I should have said 300.
That is the saying of everything. When you're not sure about a gig, you think it's a bit sceptical, you just put it up a little bit, and then you're like,
Bastard.
they accept it straight away. It's always a thing, isn't it?
I don't do weddings. And, these poor brides come up to me and they go, will you do me wedding? And I go, yeah, £1,000. Dead face, deadpan to the camera. £1,000. I'll come back to you. All right, sound. Don't bother.
That's it, overprice yourself.
Because I
if you
don't
get the
do
gig
them,
a
yeah. I
bonus,
don't
then,
do them, yeah. And if they come back and say, yeah, well, I'm doing it for £1,000.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it.
Yeah.
Right, we're going to take a quick break there and we want to talk about the boss nights and, and then going into the covers.
Cool,
I'll see you shortly.
Oh, yes, because it's kind of intertwined, yeah. It's the same time as doing that Allerton Road gig.
Brilliant.
The boss nights.
See you shortly. Part 4 of the One More Songcast. Hope you're enjoying this one. It's been one of our most interesting episodes so far, I'd say. So, cheers, Mark. We've enjoyed it so far, mate.
No problem.
Right, so we talk about the time where you're getting into the covers gigs. You've just been offered that regular slot.
Yeah.
You weren't expecting to maybe for him to accept that, and you're there every week then. So then the boss nights come about, and that's where Jamie Webster comes into it. He's obviously very popular around Liverpool. So go on, talk to us about that a little bit.
I did the Alton Road gig, and John Johnson is a photographer around Liverpool, and he used to come on all the Troubadours tours in England, taking photos of us. And he started with his friends in Liverpool a Boss fanzine for Liverpool fans. A little magazine came out every month, I think it was. And one of the covers was Gimme Love, and they were big Troubadours fans. And I get a phone call. He hears about me doing these cover gigs on Alton Road, and he phones me up. He says, all right, Frith, listen, us lads at the Boss fanzine have got an idea for a Boss night. And what it is, it's somewhere for the match-going Liverpool fans just to go into town after the game at Anfield, have a bevy, and listen to some tunes. And we've heard that you're getting up and you're doing tunes around town. I was like, yeah. Are you up for it? I said, yeah, of course, John. Oh, yeah, I'll go and do it. And it started off in a little bar called Bar Oscars, which is just off, you come out, where's the it's up by the Adelphi, near the bombed out church over the road, and it's the little right, and it's down a little cobble street, and there's a little Bar Oscars. And that's exactly what it was. About 80 lads turned up in a little bar. I've set a little PA up, bang.
And is it all football tunes or just anything?
No.
Yeah.
At this point, it's just tunes like Waterfall, Stone Roses, bit of James, Echo and the Bunnymen, cool tunes for cool lads. You know what I mean? So that's what it starts off as. And it's on every month, I think. So I've got my little gig going in my Alton Road. I'm now doing Boss Night every month. It goes from Bar Oscars quite quickly, 2014, to a place on Duke Street or Dale Street, Sound Food and Drink. It's getting bigger. There's about 200 lads now. Right. Heavy. They do it heavy gigs. And
all just lads,
pissed, having a good time. No one's a dickhead. Everyone's just fucking having a good time. But while I'm doing songs, the crowd are now singing Liverpool songs, and I'm a big Liverpool fan, don't get me wrong. And from the side of the stage, Nico would always go to me, play Scouser Tommy. I was like, nah, I'm just going to leave it to, go on, play fucking Ring of Fire or something. So every now and again, I'd throw Ring of Fire in or something like that. But I knew it's not what I want, it's not what I want to do, but I'm loving it, I'm enjoying it. It goes from, so from Bar Oscars, John Powers got up from Cast. He's come down with Peter Rutan, who knows all the lads from Boss Night. So the farmer, John Powers got up on my guitar one day. We're having a laugh. That's the way it was. A young lad with a skinhead, dead slight skinhead, goes on the coaches home and away. Jamie, young lad. For if any chance we make Jamie can get up and fucking do a couple of... Fucking no problem, get on. Yeah. Brilliant, gets up. He's not doing any Liverpool songs. He's doing... I can't remember what he was doing.
He's a big Talking Heads fan, so it could have been one of them.
No, it wasn't Talking Heads. It wasn't. I think he was just doing like Sit Down by James and quite just... He was just starting out on his guitar journey, really. He wasn't, from what I remember, that skilled on the guitar, but it was great, you know what I mean? All his mates backing him up, even in the early days, really, really behind him.
So how old would he been roughly around that time?
I don't know,
or something, or?
It might be 18, 19.
Right, yeah.
Skinhead.
Yeah.
Proper. Yeah, that's how I remember him. I see him now with that big long hair and I just think, fucking, I remember you. Like, okay. But yeah, so it's gone on from there, and it's still predominantly a place for match-going Reds to go to the Boss Nights after the game. It goes from Sound Food and Drink. They're getting a few acts on now. So I'm still on the top of the bill, I think, at this point. But Jamie's creeping up there. Do you know what I mean? He's coming on. And it goes to the Picket then. Yeah, it goes from Sound Food and Drink to the Picket. Now, the Picket's like a 300, 400 cap venue. Right. And it's a venue. You have to pay to get in. So this is the point. That's where LA's filmed. The YouTube clip that went massive. Yeah. That's it. I'm kind of tailing off now. I'm noticing it's becoming about Liverpool songs. It's about going to the game, you go to boss night, you carry on the game atmosphere.
And even though you're a big Liverpool fan, you weren't
They
feeling
don't
that.
really do it.
Yeah.
They'll tell you that. The
Yeah.
lads will tell you that. It's
Yeah.
not. It's nothing. There's no ego. There's no
Yeah.
nothing. I just don't want to be.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't want to be the guy that sings
Twatting out
songs.
Liverpool songs. Yeah, I don't want. I'm not. At this point, I'm getting more and more complex on my pedal board here. I'm doing like Blue Monday, and proper layered looping stuff. I remember doing loads of dance tunes one time. It went off. Fucking fleurs and everything. Honestly, it was like fucking brilliant. But then after, so I'm like middle bill now. Jamie's getting. He's the main event. He comes on. Fucking boom. We conquered all the yada. I'm never gonna stop. And then I'm out of it now. They've done it. I'm like, you don't need me no more. Like, you've done it here. Like, go, take it away. And that's when the LA video went massive.
Yeah.
And that was it.
And that went to, go to one of the Champions League finals as well.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah,
So they're involved with the club now. I mean, I did a Dublin one in 2018. And I think one of the last things I did for the lads, I got a phone call. Jamie can't do it, but the CEO, Moore, was it?
John Moore.
Not John Moore. He's the university guy. Innit? His name's Moore. It was the Moore family. Peter Moore, was it? Peter Moore?
Could have been Peter Moore.
He's getting married in his house on the Wirral.
Right.
And he wants a boss night themed party. Will you do it?
Oh, I can picture him actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not the CEO no more. He was.
Yeah.
Right.
It's been
Oh my God,
changed
I
now.
should know his name.
But they're involved with the club now. The club are onto it because it's an amazing thing.
Yeah.
It's like it's brung the fans and Klopp coming in and
Yeah.
it just became this.
it was at the right time.
Yeah.
Like we've said, exactly what I said. I'll make sure you put a clip back to me saying that. Everything happens for a reason. Right time, right place, right thing, right vibe. It couldn't have been me that did it. Everyone always says to me, they go, well, why are you not doing what Jamie, why have you not done a lay? I'm from fucking Wigan.
Yeah.
Right, I'm a Liverpool fan, but can you imagine the Evertonians if I did fucking a lay and it went off on YouTube and they were like, have you seen that fucking wool? Have you seen that wool? And, you know what I mean? Jamie's fucking nailed it. He's perfect for it. He's not getting any shit, Jamie. So, yeah. Will you do the wedding of the CEO of Liverpool? Yeah, okay, I'll do it. And I went up and we don't know what's going on. I'm like, gets to this big mansion. Yeah, basically, Peter just wants you to stand on the front door. And when the guests come through, just play some like songs that you play at boss night. I'm not Jamie Webster. Oh, are you not?
Wow.
Fucking hell, I've not been told on the email. Just play some Liverpool songs I don't do that. Yeah, but can you not just do them? Well, yeah, I can. Well, just do them then. I went, okay. So, I don't know if you've ever stood on the front door of a mansion waiting for people to arrive to a wedding, but they don't all come at once, do they? So, the doorman's laughing at me, this security guard, he's fucking buzzing his tits off at me. So I'm playing, I'm like waiting, and as soon as they see someone...
Conquered all the
and I was so embarrassed by it, and I knew that was me done. I was embarrassed by it. And not having to go with the lads in Boss or anything like that, I just didn't want to ever do anything like that ever again in my life. They come outside, they was like, do you want to wear a scarf? I was like, no. Yeah, but it's Liverpool, and yeah, but you wanted a Boss night themed event. You go to a boss night, there's not one scarf or a replica Liverpool shirt. It's all proper lads from the match. All right, well, if we go and get your Liverpool shirt, will you not put it on? No. Like, leave me alone. Anyway, maybe I'm coming across a bit...
No, it makes sense.
No, but it's...
Because that's what the event was.
That's what they wanted. That's what I thought they wanted.
Yeah.
Anyway, so it's getting a bit embarrassing because Ian Rush has come. Like, fucking big hero, man. And I'm like... Fucking hell. Rushy there. Conquered all Europe, never gonna stop. Robbie Fowler, So at this point, I just think, fuck this. I just start playing Here Comes the Sun on loop. I'm not singing it.
Oh.
It's just nice, isn't it? It's nice music for like walking into a place. So I thought I'll just do that. And so I just did that. And I just did it and got off. And I just thought, nah, not for me, that corporate shit.
So that from that moment, that was you done with it?
Yeah. No, don't get me wrong. If they would have said, oh, we need you to come down and help us, of course, I've never ever.
No, it's not like it ended badly, but it's
I didn't like that.
Yeah.
I understand it's got bigger and you've got in with the club. And I mean, there was one moment, I mean, I don't know whether you should put this out, but it's a funny story, I'll tell you. His wife gets out the car in a wedding dress, turns to me and says, Jamie, I'm so glad you've come. I love a lay. And I just couldn't bring myself to say anything.
Do you not, Jamie?
I just smiled. I just smiled. That's how bad it is. And you're like, I just smiled and went, have a lovely day. In fact, put that in.
Yeah, that's quite
because
good.
It's true.
Yeah, sure.
And it's like,
I'm sure if Jamie sees it, he'll be like, "How the fuck is that me?"
Yeah. Okay, hell yeah, I'm an ugly bastard. Yeah. Oh, funny.
Oh, that's good.
Honestly,
that's good.
But yeah, his wife got out of the car in a wedding dress and went, "I'm so glad you've come, Jamie. I love a lay."
One of the favourite stories I've got for that. You mentioned about Jamie coming to you and saying he's thinking about doing his own tunes.
Yeah.
What did you
So it was backstage in Dublin, so that's like 2008, I think. Yeah, we played the Grand Central in Dublin. And he's backstage and he's saying like, yeah, I've wrote some of my own songs. I was like, yeah, good for you. Like, yeah, brilliant. I said, I don't think you're going to shift that Liverpool mantle thing, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think you're ever going to get away from it. He's fucking has. He's smashed it, hasn't he? Absolutely smashed it.
What did he say to you? Do you remember?
He understood what I was saying. He was like, yeah, I know what you mean. And like the Evertonians give me shit. And then it's going to Manchester and trying to sell records elsewhere. But he's absolutely fucking smashed it. You've got nothing but respect
I
for that.
actually saw him, I went to watch the Verve at MEN. I can't remember what it's called now, the MEN. But he was the, warm-up support.
Oh, yeah, Richard Ashcroft.
And I was thinking, he better not fucking sing Liverpool songs here, but he obviously didn't. And he went down well in Manchester, it seems like he's doing
No,
all
he's brilliant. I don't know. A mate of mine, Ian, who used to play in the Coral, still plays in the Coral, Ian Skelly, the drummer of the Coral, he's drumming for him and everything, brilliant. He's got a good band behind him.
Yeah. I think Danny, the guitarist, is actually his mate from school.
Yeah. Is that Danny Murphy?
It could be Danny Murphy.
Yeah. The Murphy brothers. Yeah, there's brothers there's a family called the Murphys, and they play with everyone. With Mick Head and that. They're just brilliant. They're just session players, and they just. In fact, I think one of them's in the Lavums, the bass player.
Right.
Yeah.
Nice.
There you go. You learn something every day.
Yeah.
Right. So we're moving into the covers. Obviously, you're regularly playing the covers.
Yeah.
I've got to ask from a fan perspective. Obviously, from Wigan, did you ever get to do anything with the Verve or Richard Ashcroft or anything? Not any.
No.
I thought they might have put two and two together during that time.
No. I wasn't that fortunate. No. I've never met Richard. I know people who know him.
Yeah.
No. Never.
Fair enough. Moving on.
Yeah. The closest I came to the Verve and Richard was going back to Summer Sonic Festival in Tokyo.
Okay.
Were our dressing rooms about 3 or 4 away from the Verve, and again, I didn't go knock on the door and have a bit about myself, just to say I'm from Wigan, we're here, and it was kind of like, don't bother anyone, don't. You don't
want to be that guy.
Yeah, you don't want to be that annoying little prick who's like,
I don't like even asking. Like, if I see someone famous,
leave them alone. It's like Roy Keane said. Have you ever seen Roy Keane on that? Where he's walking with Gary Neville, and it's a great interview. And he says, people fucking come up and ask me all the time, like fucking City fans, what do you want to fucking picture with me for? He said, if I saw Bob Dylan walking down the road, I wouldn't go, fucking Bob, fucking. Can I have a fucking picture with you? I'd let him fucking walk past. You know what I mean? You would, could you respect Bob Dylan? I've never done that.
Yeah, I get you.
I've never done it.
No, I get you. So covers gigs then, I find it, obviously, learning more about your story, I find it not strange at all, but it's like how you've just seamlessly transitioned into covers, playing your own original tunes at a high level. What was that like at the start? Did you have resistance at the start?
Yeah,
and then
of course.
Warmed up into it?
Like I said to you before, I didn't want to do it really. But as anything in life, was getting offered loads of money. And I was like...
Why wouldn't you? It's still music at the end of the day.
Yeah, but so it gets to like... So 2013, the Boss Night start, and then I'm doing a bit around Liverpool. Everyone's getting quite... But I get an email. I'm sitting in my mum's one day in Ashton Makefield near Haydock Racecourse. I always say near Haydock Racecourse, so everyone understands where Ashton Makefield is. I get an email. Hi, Mark. This is Lisa from the 15s group. Would you like to play in Wigan on a Sunday afternoon, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, at the Raven Hotel? So I was at my mum and says, do people go out at that time on a Sunday and get pissed?
Yes.
They do. So I goes, okay, I'll try it. And there was a woman who was running at the time called Tina. God bless her. She went, I did it 1 week. I played to 2 Men and His Dog, right? But everyone in there loved it. There was 5 or 6, maybe 10 people. Fucking loved it. I want you to keep doing it every Sunday. It's become this thing now. It's fucking... You can't move in there on a Sunday.
Brilliant, yeah.
I've been doing it for 8-9 years now,
Right.
honestly.
Every week?
Every week.
Right, yeah, wicked.
Every week.
You have to change your setup a lot then, I imagine.
No.
But that's not... No.
No.
No, he doesn't do a set. He's just asked.
I just asked. I asked what you might have never been in the Raven on a Sunday, and you come in and ask what song do you want, and you're not going to say.
So you don't go in with this is my set. You just go.
No,
What do you want?
I've never ever done that.
That's wicked.
I've never had a piece of paper on the floor with a
You
set.
make us look like shit.
Well,
No. But it's
I've stopped doing it. I do it with the band because, like, listen.
yeah,
there's
because
always-
you can't.
Yeah, but
What song do you want, love? Oh, Teenage Dirtbag. Go.
I was only going to be like, I was literally only going to put the same set together anyway. I wasn't going to go around changing my set list every week.
Yeah.
I think I've got about 50 odd songs. If I feel a song, I'll just play it and see how it goes. If it doesn't work, I'll swiftly move into something else.
Yeah. It works. Whatever works for each individual. It's
Wicked.
It's honestly, I can just play fucking anything.
Yeah.
I sound like a big-headed bastard.
No, it's cool. It's wicked.
Honestly.
Yeah, I think if everybody could, they would. So why not, man?
Yeah.
So that's why it's selling. Do you think because people can come in and go, oh, I want this one this week. And,
Yeah. And everyone enjoys it and still enjoys it. And I know at one point I'm going to have to call it a day, and I'd like to call it a day at the top.
Yeah.
Which is why I've just put some money into a bar of my own. I'm not saying it's going to end now, so don't put this on the internet and everyone's going to go, oh, there's no more Raven Sundays. But yeah, I'm putting my stuff into other ventures and it's the next chapter in my life, really.
Wicked. So what does that chapter hold? You're obviously a solo artist as well.
Yeah.
You're listening to some of your tunes as Mark.
Yeah. Frith.
I was like,
keep that in.
I was like, don't say Frith because it's Firth. Fucking idiot. Right. Anyway. So you write tunes on your own.
Yeah.
Still. Are you looking to push them?
Yeah. The dream. I've got a studio of my own. I've got a studio in my house. I need to like timetable my life, you know, and get, you know what I mean, like get up at fucking regiment it, like get up at fucking 6 a.m, get in the studio, because the dream is to write for other people, really, at the end of the day, get another publishing deal, doing all that, because I've got it all there to do, and sometimes I'm a bit lazy. I'll be honest with you.
You
and,
just kind of do your gigs and maybe
and get me money and just kind of. I've been guilty of that because, I mean, I've just come out of a serious relationship where I got very comfortable living that life. Do you know what I mean? And I'm glad to be out of it, not in a nasty way. I don't want this to go out and sound like I'm being fucking nasty, but it's giving me a great. I've noticed it in the last 6 months. I'm flying.
Yeah. I'm
doing my artwork, my online shops, my recording, my gigs, me networking with people who I've not spoke with for years, and at fucking hell, Frith's back on the scene, and you know what I mean. He's buzzing. People can see it in me. They can see it in me on my Instagram. Fucking hell, you've come back to life, and it's like, yeah, I have. Yeah. So to answer your question, loads of shit going on, and with a bit of luck, you know what I mean.
That'd be interesting to see you, like you say, write for other people.
Yeah,
as well. That'd be good.
So is the main bulk of your work residencies now? Like you sort of do every week at Fatbird on a Saturday, every week at the Raven on a Sunday.
Yeah.
And is it do you float about a little bit on a Friday, or is it is that another?
I try. People say, why don't you get out to Liverpool and Manchester? But like you've just said, I open the diary in January after Christmas, and it's block bookings right through the year, and I'm done. I'm booked up.
Why
Do you know
not?
what I mean?
Like, you know,
Yeah.
it's like,
And I'm very, very lucky because you guys know, you know what I mean, getting gigs and looking for gigs and fucking, I've never had to do it since I've done it because of what I'd done before, really. Do you know what I mean? And people knew. That's all it come from. That first phone call to do Allerton Road in Liverpool is only a Troubadours fan who his uncle fucking got a bar and I know Frith. He's just sitting in the flat there doing nothing. I'll get him down. Can you get him down? Yeah, I'll get him down. I've never gone, I'm going to now be a covers artist. I'm going to go looking for gigs. I've never done it.
No, it just fell into your lap.
They're just coming to me, and it's like I'm very, very. I do appreciate it, and we're like, you know, I'm not.
I think, somebody said it to me the other day. Said I think you need to branch out with venues because I have a lot of sort of residencies and regular gigs to go to. But actually, if you're comfortable in that venue, you know what you're getting every time. Not that it's an easier life, but you know, if you're comfortable and that's what you're happy doing, I think it's good that you get the same venues and you block book in that sense as well. Yeah, wicked. Yeah. Should we call it there? And maybe is there anything else you want to add, Mark, that we've missed?
No, I think I've talked enough.
No. Right, so where can people find you online and everything like that, Mark?
I hate doing this, you know, we used to do it back in it. Remember that? www.myspace.com, the Troubadours music. Just Mark Frith, you know, I'm on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. I'm on everything.
Yeah.
Everything. You'll find me.
Yeah, that's Frith, not Firth.
Yeah. Frith.
I swear I read it and it said, never mind. Right, we're going to finish this part and we're going to have a quick game that Lee's designed over the weekend. I've not been part of this making
Am I
process,
part of the game?
Apparently so,
fantastic. Can't wait for this.
It's a brilliant game, by the way.
Right, go on.
Let's do it.
I'm excited. This is the best thing I've done on the pod.
And if it goes to shit, then
It's also on me. I'll take it. You're all lying. Cheers.
We're going to finish up now, mate, but it'd be good, because you've played at a very high level, it would be nice to answer a couple of these quick-fire questions.
Yeah.
What would you recommend to anybody starting up in music, similar to yourself, where you were unsure of people hearing your voice, and maybe times have changed a little bit now as to people's attitudes to songwriting and singing, maybe then. But what advice would you give to people?
Knock that barrier down as quick as you can. Yeah. I didn't. So, and like you just said, in this day and age where you can get a camera, you're not necessarily performing in front of anyone. You can just do it to the camera, upload it to YouTube, get some feedback straight away. Yeah. Whereas I didn't have that. I had to give CDs out or play in front of people, and I was like quite scared in the early days. So just don't be scared. And it's easy to say it, isn't it? But a lot of people are quite. I was just frightened that I was a songwriter and people thought I was a bit soft. Yeah. It's a bit sad to say it, really.
What would you say to a 16-year-old self just starting out?
Exactly what I've just said.
Yeah. Fucking, well.
You're good enough. Get on with it. Stop questioning. Because I was just questioning whether, I don't think I'm good enough. And no, you are. Get on with it.
Oh, good. Yeah. Is there anybody coming through right now? It can be Liverpool, Wigan, it can be wherever really, that you're noticing that's writing their own tunes. It can be a band, a solo, whoever, that you would recommend for people to go listen to.
I wish I had an answer for you. I wish I did.
Is that maybe the current state of affairs, or
I think so. Or it might be me. I'm just too busy in my life at the moment. I just don't sit and listen to new music like I used to. I just don't do it, and it's sad that. In fact, I'm going to go home tonight, and because of that reason, I'm going to have a little session tonight. And
how would you go about? Right, I'm going to find some new music.
I always used to text the photographer I mentioned before, John Johnson. He's a photographer from Liverpool, and he used to know. It didn't matter whether they were from London, Leicester, Leeds. He'd just know about a new band, and I'm going to text him when I get home.
Wicked.
Also, well, if you want to make it like that, you gig with people at Fatbird like most weeks. Is there anyone you'd recommend to watch from there?
You.
Nice one, mate. I'll take that.
Do you ever chuck any original music into your cover gigs, and how does that go down? We had Phil Island on last week, who does that quite regularly, and he said that it actually goes really well, whereas there is a resistance to some people doing it.
You just don't tell anyone, you just start playing it.
I see.
And then people go, "Who's that by?" And you go, "Me."
Wicked. So that's your plan then?
Yeah.
I think that's what he might have said as well, you know.
Just don't tell him.
Yeah.
Do what you fucking want.
I like that answer.
On that note, that might be our title as well. Do what you fucking want. It's been a pleasure, mate. Good
Yeah,
day.
So one last one. Like, what's the best piece of advice you've been given by anyone?
Fucking hell.
We
I've
like
had a
good
lot
questions.
down the years, you know what I mean? Don't be a dickhead. And I've tried to live my life by that. Don't be a dickhead. Don't matter if you get up there or you're down there. Don't be a knobhead. And you'll do all right.
I agree.
That's a piece of advice I think I might end up struggling with. Good place to end, mate. Thanks for coming on.
Not at all,
It's
no
been a
problem
pleasure,
at
mate.
all.
Really
Thank
enjoyed
you.
it.
Keep doing what you're doing.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Hiya, thanks for getting to the end of the episode. In the meantime, just go and check out our episode with Connor Banks. It was really insightful. He's a great recording artist and it's well worth a watch. We had a great chat with him. So go and do that now and then smash that subscribe button. Cheers.